The morning began ordinarily, just like any other day. The sun rose slowly over the suburban neighborhood, casting a gentle glow over the rooftops and lawns. Inside, the early morning light filtered through the window, filling the cozy home with a warm, golden hue. Sunlight streamed through the window, illuminating the room with a soft, inviting light. It was the kind of morning that made you want to linger in bed just a little longer, savoring the peaceful start to the day. Outside, birds chirped a cheerful melody, their songs weaving together to create a symphony of nature. The sound was soothing, a reminder of the simple joys that each new day brings. In the kitchen, coffee brewed, filling the air with a comforting aroma. The steam rose from the pot, curling and twisting in the sunlight. It was a familiar ritual, one that brought a sense of normalcy and comfort. But today, something felt off. A subtle shift in the air, almost imperceptible, but there. The curtains fluttered slightly, moved by a breeze that seemed to come from nowhere. It was as if the house itself was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. A faint buzzing in your ears, like a radio frequency struggling to find its station. You dismiss it at first, thinking it's just your imagination. But the sound persists, a low hum that you can't quite place. Just the remnants of a dream, you tell yourself, clinging to the edges of wakefulness. The kind of dream that leaves you feeling disoriented and uneasy, even after you've opened your eyes. You go about your routine, the mundane tasks of daily life momentarily eclipsing the strange sensation. You make breakfast, go through the motions trying to shake off the feeling that something isn't quite right, yet it lingers at the periphery of your awareness, a nagging sense of unease that you can't ignore. It's like a shadow that follows you, just out of sight but always there, a crack in the facade of the ordinary. Something is different, something is watching. You can't shake the feeling that you're not alone, that there's something just beyond the edge of your perception waiting to reveal itself. The bathroom mirror steams over from your shower. The hot water cascades down, enveloping the room in a thick, warm mist. You can barely see your hand in front of your face as the steam swirls around you, creating an almost otherworldly atmosphere. You wipe away the condensation, your reflection staring back at you. The glass is cool to the touch, a stark contrast to the warmth of the room. As the fog clears, your face slowly comes into focus, each feature emerging from the mist like a ghostly apparition. Or is it? For a fleeting second you could swear your reflection moved independently. It's a subtle shift, almost imperceptible, but enough to make your heart skip a beat. You lean in closer, scrutinizing every detail, searching for any sign that your mind is playing tricks on you. A flicker of movement in the corner of your eye. You freeze, your breath catching in your throat. The room is silent except for the faint drip of water from the shower head. You strain your ears, listening for any sound that might explain the movement. You turn your head sharply, but there's nothing there. Just the empty bathroom, the familiar surroundings reassuring in their normalcy. The tiled walls, the sink, the shower curtain, all exactly where they should be. Yet, the feeling of unease lingers. Just the empty bathroom, the familiar surroundings reassuring in their normalcy. You take a deep breath, trying to calm your racing heart. The rational part of your mind tells you there's nothing to fear, that it's just a trick of the light or a product of your imagination. You tell yourself it's just your imagination. The steam playing tricks on your tired mind. But the doubt remains, a nagging whisper at the back of your thoughts. You shake your head, trying to dispel the unease, but it clings to you like the dampness in the air. The steam playing tricks on your tired mind. You watch as the condensation slowly reforms on the mirror, obscuring your reflection once more. It's almost a relief, as if the fog can hide the unsettling thoughts that have taken root in your mind, but deep down, a seed of unease has been planted. A doubt that whispers of unseen presences lurking just beyond your perception. You can't shake the feeling that you're not alone, that something is watching you from the shadows. A doubt that whispers of unseen presences lurking just beyond your perception. You glance back at the mirror one last time, half expecting to see a shadowy figure standing behind you. But there's nothing there, just your own reflection, staring back at you with an expression that mirrors your unease. The wind howls outside, a low, mournful sound that seems to seep into your bones. You're home alone, the silence amplified by the storm raging outside. Suddenly, you hear it. A whisper, faint and indistinct, coming from the hallway. You freeze, listening intently. Your heart pounds in your chest. The whisper comes again, closer this time, but you still can't make out the words. It's as if someone is trying to speak to you from across a great chasm, their voice carried on the wind. You step into a particular room of your house and a wave of icy cold washes over you. It's localized, contained to a specific area. The rest of the room is at a normal temperature, but this one spot sends shivers down your spine. You try to rationalize it, maybe a draft, a leaky window you haven't noticed before, but deep down, you know there's something unsettling about this sudden drop in temperature. It's as if an unseen presence has claimed this space, its coldness a physical manifestation of its otherworldly nature. Your phone acts up, the screen flickers, apps open and close on their own. You blame it on a software update, a glitch in the matrix, but then it gets stranger. You could swear you see a message appear for a split second, a message from a number you don't recognize. It's gone before you can get a closer look. You try to dismiss it as a trick of the light, but the doubt lingers. Is it possible that something, or someone, is trying to communicate with you through the digital realm? A whiff of perfume, faint but unmistakable, catches your attention. It's a scent you haven't smelled in years. A perfume worn by a loved one who has passed away. The scent evokes a flood of memories, bittersweet and tinged with sorrow. You turn your head, searching for the source of the fragrance, but there's nothing there. The scent lingers for a moment longer, then dissipates as quickly as it arrived, leaving you with a profound sense of longing and the unsettling feeling that you're not alone. You find objects moved from where you're certain you left them. A book you could have sworn you placed on the coffee table is now on the bookshelf. A photograph that was facing forward is now turned to the wall. Small, insignificant items, yet their displacement is deeply unsettling. You question your sanity. Are you becoming forgetful? Is this just a sign of your increasingly hectic life? Or is something else at play, something manipulating your environment, toying with your perception of reality? You're lying in bed, on the verge of sleep, when you feel it. A weight pressing down on the mattress beside you as if someone has just sat down. You can feel the warmth of their body, almost hear the gentle rhythm of their breathing. Terror grips you, paralyzing you with fear. You lie perfectly still, afraid to move, afraid to acknowledge the presence you can feel so tangibly beside you. Slowly the feeling fades, the weight lifting until you're alone once more in the cold, empty bed. The sun sets, casting long shadows across the room. As the golden hues of daylight give way to the deep blues and purples of twilight, the familiar space around you transforms. The once comforting corners of your home now seem to harbor secrets, and the walls, which have always been silent, now seem to whisper tales of the past. The mundane objects of your everyday life take on an eerie quality in the fading light. A simple chair, a forgotten book, or a child's toy left on the floor, all seem to be imbued with a life of their own. The shadows stretch and twist, creating shapes that play tricks on your mind. You start to see faces in the patterns of the wallpaper, hear faint footsteps in the creaking of the floorboards, and feel a chill that has nothing to do with the temperature. You're left with an undeniable feeling that you are not alone, that something unseen observes your every move. It's as if the very air around you has thickened, making it harder to breathe, harder to think. You glance over your shoulder, half expecting to see a shadowy figure standing there watching you with unseen eyes. The feeling is so strong, so palpable, that you can't shake it off no matter how hard you try. The boundary between the real and the supernatural has blurred. What was once a clear line has now become a hazy, indistinct border. You find yourself questioning what is real and what is imagined. Is that a shadow, or is it something more? Is that a whisper, or just the wind? The more you try to rationalize, the more elusive the answers become. It's as if the very fabric of reality is shifting, making room for the unknown, the unexplained. You're left questioning everything you thought you knew, haunted by the chilling realization that the ghosts of our loved ones, or perhaps something more sinister, might be closer than we think. The stories you've heard, the legends and myths, all start to feel a little too real. You remember the tales of haunted houses, of spirits that linger, unable to move on, and you wonder, could it be true? Could there be something, or someone, trying to reach out from the other side? They exist in the shadows, in the whispers of the wind, in the reflections that vanish as quickly as they appear. They are the fleeting glimpses you catch out of the corner of your eye, the cold spots in an otherwise warm room, the feeling of being watched when you are alone. They are the unexplained phenomena that science has yet to fully understand, the mysteries that keep us awake at night, pondering the possibilities. They are a constant presence, watching, waiting, reminding us that the veil between our world and theirs is thin indeed. It's a reminder that there is still so much we don't know, so much we have yet to discover, and perhaps, just perhaps, it's a call to keep our minds open, to remain curious, and to never stop seeking the truth, no matter how unsettling it might be. For in the end, it's the unknown that drives us, that pushes us to explore, to understand, and to find our place in this vast, mysterious universe.